Hello, Podmas. Happy day 7. This is being recorded super late because it's actually almost 7 o'clock actually, on day 7. So I'm going to record and then edit and then hopefully put it up this evening. But if not, you're going to get day 7 and day 8 together. And I'm just going to grab some water. So today's prompt is about values, and the prompt is my values are because. So my values are ever evolving, I would say, to start off with, because I do think that having really, really strong values, it's very similar to kind of having a really strong sense of self as a human. And if you have that, then you'll be golden. And that's probably very simplistic. That is very simplistic and problematic in many ways, but I didn't have a very strong sense of self growing up, and I was literally that person who stood for nothing, so fell for everything, had a lot of shame and didn't back myself. And that's just because, you know, I had parents who were part autocratic, part, I don't know, my dad was quite autocratic and my mum was anxious and she didn't really stand for much either. So I think because of that, I just grew up with not a very strong sense of self and a strong belief in who I was as a person. So it took me a really long time, and now my automatic reaction, I think, when I feel vulnerable is to question myself. And I'm positive that quite a lot of women have that same experience. What you can hear is the sound of chopping potatoes for mashed potatoes, which is what I'm having for tea tonight. Mashed potatoes and vegan sausages, I think from Iceland, who I love. Anyway, I don't know if this is ASMR, I don't think it is, but if you're into it, maybe this will do extra well because of the sexy sounds of chopping potatoes. Anyway, so some of my values come down to really trying to own who I am. Oops, sorry. That is not a sexy sound. It's the sound of a pot. And I suppose that's why I mean it's ever evolving, because as I learn stuff, my values then change and more values are added on, and some values are maybe pushed to the side. I suppose my values when I was travelling were much more about being free and exploring, and they were much more, I don't know what they were really. But now my values are much more rooted in authenticity. And one of my core values as a business owner and just as a human is that I believe that being honest is the most important thing. And because I sort of preach honesty, even when I feel uncomfortable with being honest, like for example, if I sold no courses, I would tell you about it. For example, my SEO course, which is almost half price, and I promise this isn't like a way to just sneak in a little ad, but it's half price, and then I decided completely on my a gut reaction, I decided, I'm gonna close it because I just don't want to run it anymore. I've only sold two, that's it. And with PayPal charges and stuff like that, I won't get that money until February anyway, because of how Teachable work, and I'll probably only be £120 if I'm lucky. So there's a bit of honesty for you. And that leads me into another value, is that I believe in doing some good in the world if we can, and that's going to look different for everybody. So a reason why I decided to close the SEO course down was because I was helping people who might be growing traffic to their blog and not do anything good with it, which might sound really pompous and a little bit trite, but hear me out. So I put a chapter into the SEO course very early on, which is about why do you want that traffic? Because I don't believe in just, get rich quick schemes and things like that. And I think a lot of courses, a lot of the reason why we, as humans, we buy courses and things like that is because we want to take a shortcut, which is totally fine, me included. I definitely do that. I've definitely done that in the past, and I will do that in the future. And especially with SEO, when you're a new blogger, you know that you've got to do something with SEO. You don't know why. And you just need somebody to show you the way. In your head, you might have an idea that you need to grow your traffic to an arbitrary number. You have no idea why. And I put in the chapter about why do you want this, to give some real solid examples of what these numbers might mean. But that I realised that actually what that might mean is perhaps, let's call them Mary. They're not a real person. Perhaps she has decided, gone through